Somehow, I currently have 10 sunscreens in my rotation, but I don't reach for all of them. So today, I want to go through each one and see which ones I like in theory and which ones I actually keep reaching for. Hey, it's eCat. Think electronic cat? Yeah, welcome to my edit by eCat. I reckon we should jump right in. And I'm gonna start off with the biggest surprise. I think this sunscreen has been around for absolute ages and a lot of people are raving about it. I'm not really sure what my expectations were because I just kind of brushed it off thinking, yeah, I'm sure it's fine. But when I tried it, I instantly fell in love because it was lightweight, it was hydrating, and a pleasure to apply. Of course, I'm talking about the TOCOBO Bio Watery Sun Cream SPF 50 Plus PA 4+. I reckon this guy is the OG of serum sunscreens. It is incredibly creamy, but also incredibly lightweight. My skin was absolutely craving this whenever it needed a light layer, but also a dose of hydration. I would see it as an equivalent to really lightweight Japanese lotions. It just gives you that thin layer, almost undetectable, but the hydration stays behind. Leaves a subtle glow, not overly shiny, super easy to work in. I just kept reaching for it. I'm not going to talk about white cast here because I feel this is a conversation to have once we get to mineral sunscreens. This guy is so thin when you apply it on your skin, and I apply loads and I have no trouble working it in. It just disappears pretty quick. Incredible. The only thing to mention is the quintessential TOCOBO scent. I guess it's like the fresh cotton scent. I know their cleansing oil has it, their sunstick that I've tried before has it, and sunscreen has it, but it didn't bother me in the slightest. I kind of expected from TOCOBO nowadays to have a hint of a scent in the background. And the packaging is quite fun. It's this really thin tube, you can stand it up, and I had no trouble squeezing it to get the product out. I'm almost out of this one. I just wanted to leave a little bit to show some swatches. So yeah, nothing to complain about really. Love. The next one, I kind of wish I had a scent. I bought it because it mentions an extract from one of my favorite fruits. And I don't know, I just expected to have a hint of that fruit to make it feel summery as you apply it. But hey, I don't always love a scent in a sunscreen. There was just something about this one, and it's from Bellflower. It's their Watermelon Fresh Sunscreen SPF 50 Plus PA 4+. Now, this sunscreen is pink. As you can imagine, pink sunscreen, watermelon in the name. I just wanted to have that mouth-watering scent, but it's not there. And what you get once you apply it is a strong whiff of alcohol. That's the first thing. I'm almost willing to say that the initial burst of alcohol, once you apply it, is stronger than that of Japanese sunscreens. Now, I haven't compared them side by side, but that's what it felt like to me. It goes away pretty quickly, but I just made a mental note that it was strong. The sunscreen itself is incredibly light. It doesn't have any hydration behind it. I think it's truly that invisible layer sunscreen. The thinness of it doesn't give you that hydration or doesn't leave that moisturized layer behind. I feel like the texture would be incredible for like a very hot, sweaty day, but it's an easy wash off sunscreen. So not sure the two go together. I enjoyed it, but probably not as much as some of the other sunscreens, just because I felt like my skin was parched and I wanted some hydration, almost like a moisturizer or a lotion to lock everything in and leave my skin in a good condition. It just didn't give me that extra something. It is a sunscreen. It doesn't feel like I get much more from it. It's just not something I gravitated towards, even though the texture is superb. I opened it with gusto. I was intrigued by watermelon, but then it just sat on my shelf. I'm about halfway through, and after that initial burst of interest and excitement, I kind of shoved it to the back of the shelf. The next one is pretty famous. Famous for being affordable. It's a good, affordable sunscreen. And this is the first time I got around to trying it. And let me just say this. I respect it. I respect the formula and the price that it goes for. It is the SCINIC Super Mild Sun Essence SPF 50 plus PA 4 pluses. Now, I've seen a lot of people rave about this sunscreen. It's good. It is your standard creamy formula. If you think about the OGs, the Round Lab, the Isntree, and then we saw an influx of sunscreens with the same formula, just slight tweaks here and there. There were a lot of them, and at some point they started to feel same. They felt like just another sunscreen. But this one stands out because of its price. It is super affordable, and you can't really be mad at it because it's gentle, it's creamy, it works in quite nicely, like your standard lightweight moisturizer, and it does its job. It's just your standard Korean sunscreen. That's what I would call it. I don't think it's spectacular at any one thing except for how affordable it is. Hence why I respect it, because so many people can have access to a great sunscreen at a low price. I'm glad I tried it, but I will probably look for more innovative formulas nowadays, but I just had to tick it off my list because I almost felt ashamed that I still haven't tried this. So I have now, and I'm pleased to report it is a great sunscreen. The next sunscreen, I feel, was one of the first ones to come in that skinny tube. And today we think of that tube containing a sun serum. The packaging made me think that it's a serum texture, but in fact, it is kind of your standard sunscreen texture, that kind of thicker moisturizer lotion type. I was almost disappointed on that front because I expected it to be super light, like running down my face light, you know. I'm talking about the Numbuzin #1 Clear Filter Sun Essence SPF 50 plus PA 4 pluses. Now, you look at it and you think, oh yeah, this is a sun serum. No, it's not. I applied it directly on my face and it was quite thick. It was a cream, a lightweight cream. The formula is great. It's very nice to apply. It is your standard moisturizer type sunscreen. I would probably put it in the same category as the SCINIC. It was fine. It's nice. I didn't have any problems with it. Perhaps on the odd occasion, I could feel some stinging in my eyes. And that's probably the only sunscreen in today's lineup that I felt some stinging from. So towards the end of the tube, I kind of didn't want to reach for it anymore because I apply sunscreen generously, like a lot, and around my eyes everywhere, because I don't want to be in a situation where I under-apply. So I always over-apply. Makeup sat really nicely on top of it. I would probably gravitate towards a sunscreen like this during the winter just because it gives me a little bit more nourishment. But yeah, it's good. So the next sunscreen I had high expectations for, because it's supposed to be this soothing, barrier-loving formula with centella and just, supposed to sort you out when you need some TLC. And I'm like, yes, please, sign me up. And when I got it and I opened it and took a whiff, I just knew it wasn't for me. It is from Dr. Ceuracle, and it's their Cica Vegan Sun Sunscreen SPF 50+, PA4+. It has a nice creamy formula. Again, pretty standard, I would say. Felt quite nice. Doesn't give you a shiny face, but it has your kind of pine, rosemary oil type of scent. And the thing is, I just finished the cleanser from the same line and I couldn't stand the scent of it. I put it in the shower with the hopes that I'm going to use it as quickly as possible. There's just something about the scent that just made me sick of it. And the same thing with this sunscreen. I think the sunscreen is great. The scent is what ruined it for me. I've tried to use it a couple of times and I just couldn't make myself reach for it anymore. It feels nice. It applies and works in quite nicely, but the scent. Now, if they had a version without it, I'm sure I would love it. But unfortunately, not this time. A sunscreen I do love from Dr. Ceuracle, and this one is yummy, so yummy. It took me forever to try it, and when I did, I kind of became obsessed with it for a while. 3 tubes in a row obsessed. I'm talking about the Hyal Reyouth Moist Sun SPF 50+, PA4+. Now, this is your creamy, luscious serum, lightweight lotion. I don't know what else to call it. It's incredibly satisfying to apply on your face. It just leaves that kind of light nourishment behind. No shine, no dewiness, just healthy glow, I would call it. At first, I was a little bit concerned that I wouldn't apply enough because it's a serum. And I do feel like you go through these tubes a lot quicker than you would with a creamier formula, because you apply a lot more of it with the hopes of applying enough. Nonetheless, it feels amazing. I really enjoy putting this on. I did notice by my 3rd tube that it made my skin a little bit parched during a very hot weather, but I don't really have super hot weather where I live that often. I only noticed it on some occasions, and it could have been this or it could have been something else that I applied with it. Just an observation. Other than that, I absolutely love this guy. It's incredible. It has a slight scent again. Barely noticeable, I would say. You have to go looking for it, sniff a couple of times before you catch it. It didn't bother me. I get so much pleasure from this sunscreen. But at this stage, I'm like, I think 3 tubes is enough. I better move on and try some other things. I feel I am not overly loyal to many sunscreens. I get so much pleasure with trying so many new formulas and new brands that it kind of feels boring to use the same one over and over again. So after this one, I reckon I'm going to move on and try some new things, but you might see this one come back at some point. Just saying. Oh, I know why people rave about this next sunscreen. Again, when I heard so many glowing reviews, I was like, yeah, it's just another chemical sunscreen. Of course it's good, and brushed it off. But when I actually tried it, I was like, oh yeah, I love this type of texture. I love this type of formula. It suits my skin so well, so well. And the packaging has a pump. It has everything that I need from a sunscreen. And it's by Haruharu Wonder. It's their Black Rice Moisture Airyfit Daily Sunscreen SPF 50 plus PA 4 pluses. This has this creamy, nourishing formula like your ceramide moisturizer. It is like a hug. It is so comforting. You kind of want to apply more and more of it. It doesn't leave a shine. It just nourishes your skin. So good. Oh, so good to apply. Such a pleasure. This is probably the sunscreen that I finished the most of in today's lineup. It is so good. It is incredible. It feels like your rich coating nightly moisturizer. Might not be the best sunscreen to use during the hot summer. I feel like it will be incredible during the winter. Along with Pecom, it has this incredibly satisfying experience that you kind of apply and you feel good afterwards and feel nourished. I can see why people love it so much. It's incredibly good. And to think I just brushed it off and thought it was just another sunscreen. The next one is also by Haruharu Wonder. And this is where my love-hate relationship. Well, I wouldn't say love-hate relationship. Actually, it's more like I hate it, but I can't live without it. It's a mineral sunscreen. It's their Black Rice Pure Mineral Relief Daily Sunscreen SPF 50 plus PA 4 pluses. When I first picked up this sunscreen, as you do, you dispense a tiny bit on the back of your hand and you work it in. And as I did that, I thought to myself, oh my God, this could be it. This is the most elegant mineral sunscreen that I've ever tried. Literally. I thought that and I was incredibly excited. I was like, this could be the one. This might be the sunscreen that will make me appreciate mineral sunscreens. I keep a mineral sunscreen in my rotation for those days when my skin is grumpy or irritated. When you apply a chemical sunscreen, it burns and stings. You kind of go, I need something soothing and gentle and calming. I don't know, I have mixed feelings because it could be just me. It could be that I cannot apply a mineral sunscreen properly. I see people applying it in a variety of ways. It's a lot of hard work. I'm like, if my barrier is sensitive, I don't want to be rubbing mineral sunscreen for 5 minutes just for it to go away. And then I don't want to apply too little of it, that it works in quite nicely, but I don't actually apply enough. What I see when I apply any mineral sunscreen is that I look like a clown. I literally do. And I only wear it at home. And I wear it when I need to, when I absolutely have to, because my barrier demands it, or if I've done some microneedling at home. I had instances where I would be in the middle of applying a mineral sunscreen and my doorbell rings, a delivery is there. I have to go downstairs in my apartment block and get a delivery. But I don't have enough time to work it in. And that moment where you leave your apartment looking white, pasty, and like an absolute clown before the show, that's incredibly embarrassing. And I know we shouldn't be embarrassed about wearing sunscreen. Well, yes, it's so hard to live with this, even though I thought it was absolutely elegant. It is elegant and easy to apply if you apply an absolutely tinsy-wincy bit. If you apply enough, it takes forever. It absolutely takes forever. I'm not going to finish this one. This is going to be my just in case sunscreen, just in case my barrier demands it, just in case I need it, just in case. The thing is, if I don't have it, I do need it sometimes. I'd rather apply it when my barrier is being grumpy than not apply sunscreen. So it's necessary to have in my life. I cannot live without a mineral sunscreen, but I haven't met one. Well, actually, I might have met the next one. That is to say, This one is great, but it's just not for me. So the next sunscreen is a mineral sunscreen that I can get behind. It's not a Korean sunscreen. It's just a sunscreen that I happened to have. It's a US mineral sunscreen from Prequel. It's their Sun Barrier Mineral Sunscreen, SPF 50 PA4+. Now, this has some tint to it, like a tiny bit. So it's not pasty white to start with, but it also has a very moisturizing feel. It doesn't feel light by any means. In fact, it feels quite heavy, but when I apply it, I'm like, this feels nice. It doesn't take me forever to work in. I can apply quite a bit of it. I don't look like a pasty person or a clown, and it feels quite nice on my skin. It feels nourished. I know some people mentioned that it could be quite shiny. I didn't feel that at all. In fact, I just felt it had enough nourishment, like enough moisturizing elements in it to leave my skin quite comfortable and quite good looking. I'm really enjoying using this one. If I were to compare the two with the Haruharu, this one wins hands down, just because of the experience, how it feels, how long it takes me to work this in, how much can I apply, and then how my skin feels and looks afterwards. So I just hope it's going to be much more accessible to me soon. And last but not least, I decided to throw in a tone-up sunscreen. I'm quite a fan of tone-up sunscreens just because they feel to me like one and done. Some days I want to apply one product. I want to apply something with some protection, but also I want to even my skin tone, get rid of some redness, just make me look alive and fresh. I've used this sunscreen before and I do come back to it. Out of all the tone-up sunscreens that I've tried so far, it just feels the best for my needs and what I'm looking for. It's by Round Lab. It's their Birch Juice Tone-Up Sunscreen, SPF 50+, PA4+. Now, this is the lightest tone-up sunscreen that I've tried. It's incredibly light and moisturizing. It has just a dash of pink in it to even out your skin tone. Works in super fast. It is fully chemical, so you don't have the struggle of working in the tone up. Doesn't make you look super white or super pale. It just evens out your complexion. Like, don't expect it to do miracles though. It just gives you a touch of that even complexion. It's not a tone up in a sense of the thicker, more full coverage. This is literally a teensy wincy hint of tone up. The formula feels incredibly nice. It's quite reminiscent of the Birch Juice sunscreen in its moisturizing properties, but it doesn't have that super duper dewy look afterwards because it evens that complexion. It doesn't give you that shine afterwards, which I appreciate. I would use this when I'm working from home, where I need just, look presentable, or when I need to run a quick errand. I don't need to apply makeup or anything. It's just such a versatile sunscreen. I don't use it every day. It's nice to have in my collection should I need it, but would I reach for this over other hydrating, moisturizing sunscreens that we covered today? Probably not. It has its time and place in my routine or in my life. I'm still curious about a lot of other tone-up sunscreens, but I haven't met one that can top this one for now. I think that's it for today. It's not the best of the best or the most recent or trendiest sunscreens. It's just a number of sunscreens that I happen to have open in my rotation that I wanted to try at least once. I'm quite happy to explore and try new formulas, new textures, new things. Just because it's fun. Sunscreen doesn't have to be boring. You don't have to use the same one all the time. I know sometimes you might not have a choice, but since my skin is pretty open to trying a lot of different sunscreens, I just keep myself open to an opportunity to fall in love with a new sunscreen every day. Did I happen to cover any of your favorites? Let me know in the comments. And if I haven't, please leave a recommendation of what I should try next. Thank you for watching. And as always, if you love skincare that feels fun with lots of steps and zero regrets, then hit subscribe and come back and hang out with me again. But don't go just yet. If you still got some time, I hope you stay and watch this next video. I'll see you again soon.